Hello and welcome to 6 Minutes Saturday. I am Tina Powell, your host, C-Suite Social Media, where we give you marketing tips to help you grow your business in 6 minutes. So today we're going to be talking about marketing funnels. And if you'll just give me a second here, I'll switch to today's presentation and we will get rolling. So just give me a second here. Thanks very much for your patience, and we have to just start the timer. And so 6 minutes on your mark, get set, go. Okay, great. The 6 minute counter is going. So today we're going to be talking about marketing funnels, specifically about what they are and the 5 stages of marketing funnels. You'll understand why this is important, especially as we get to the latter part of today's talk, in which we are going to not only show the stages of the marketing funnel, but some marketing ideas at both stages, at all stages of the funnel. So what is a marketing funnel? So a marketing funnel is just a way to represent the client's journey, the customer journey, as they move towards their path of being aware of what you do to actually becoming a customer. So marketing's goal is to move people from the initial journey of discovering who you are along the journey to get more and more information about you, and hopefully to become not only a customer at the end, but a loyal advocate, and you'll see why. So the top of the funnel, where the awareness stage is, that is the largest part, that is the widest opening of the funnel. So let's look at the marketing funnel. So here we go. The first stage is the awareness stage, and that is where people don't necessarily know who you are, but are just getting some information. They may be aware of their problem. They might be trying to solve something or not. For example, let's say that I'm in the market for a protein drink. An example of awareness marketing would be in the form of a Facebook ad, right? So if I am looking at a protein drink and there just happens to be an article in my news feed, that would be an example of awareness. So awareness is at that stage of the journey, it's your responsibility to let people know who you are and what you do. That's the awareness. The interest is where people know who you are. They have shown some interest in your product or service. What might that look like? Well, that might be subscribing to your email list. That might be filling out a landing page and giving you more information. So that's where they're aware of you. You may or may not be the ultimate solution for them, but they are aware that your particular firm and you exist. So the desire and the consideration phase is where that prospect or where that person has decided that you are probably one of the best bets for solving their problem. Hence consideration. So you're part of a consideration set. It doesn't mean that you're the only particular solution within there, but it does mean that you are in close contention. Now, just because you're in the desire and consideration phase doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to get the action, which is the sale in the next phase. You know, we never know, but sometimes people might abandon a shopping cart and decide that now they don't need it. It might be more of an impulse purchase that they're after. So just because that you get to the desire and even the action phase doesn't mean that it's a sure thing. The action part of the funnel is where people are going to evaluate you on what that whole purchase experience looks like. So if it's too awkward and it's too clunky and it's too complicated, or it doesn't feel right to the customer, they're going to abandon. So again, this is the marketing funnel, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to do all of these things exactly right. The last part is the advocacy part, and this is where you want to create raving fans. You want your clients and your customers to want to still remain a customer, as well as want to refer people as well. So that's where that whole advocacy, that whole raving fans principle belongs. I think one of the best things about marketing funnels, and that's what I wanted to share with you today, is that you want to align your marketing and your marketing sequences with the stages of the marketing funnel. So here, I thought that it would make sense to go through an exercise with you. You can see at the headings for each column represents a phase of the marketing funnel or the customer journey. We go from awareness into interest, desire, and consideration, action, and advocacy. So look, let's assume that I'm a financial advisor. I would send a postcard. That could be a way. There are lots of different ways. Facebook ads could also be one, but let's say in this case, I send a postcard. Then I also, within that postcard, have a URL of a landing page where people can get more information about my prospect, about my firm. Perhaps that I have an ebook about tax tips. It's right before tax time, so that could also be a great interest mechanism here, or a good tool. After that, let's say that they get the postcard, they go to the landing page, they sign up for the ebook, and then I might also have a webinar. So this webinar is going to really help put me move that prospect through the journey, through the funnel with intent. So after they view the webinar, let's say that they have an in-person meeting with me, and then they decide that yes, that they want that particular firm to be their financial advisor, their CPA, their provider of choice. After that sign up, that experience, remember we just talked about it, that also too is really important. How that sign up experience looks like, whether or not that's done in person or whether or not that's done online. You still need to pay attention to every stage of the client journey. And then the last is what happens afterwards. You might want to call, check up on them after 30 days and say, how is your experience? Is there anything that I can help you with? How did you find our onboarding to go? And that, make sure that even a survey at this point would be wise to do. So there you have it, the 5 stages of the marketing funnel: awareness, interest, desire, action, and advocacy. I hope that you use this funnel and that it helps you figure out, again, the best marketing tools to use at each stage of the customer journey. Thanks very much for tuning in, and have a happy Saturday. Bye-bye.